Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, it's about radio. We'll be talking radio, stereo. I'm going to show you guys how you can get a 10-inch radio in the show or in the Taurus or Interceptor, whichever one applies. But in this case, we're working on the show, and we're going to make it, look not as awkward as I've seen some look, but we're keeping the factory amp and sound system because it's pretty good. The Sony one that comes with it is good. Now you can add an amp if you want, but that's something for another video. I'm going to show you guys also how you can get the steering wheel controls and the backup camera. If I can, it's kind of cold. If not, it's going to be in the next video, but let's go. Everyone, so for those who have a show and they don't have the GPS or the navigation from factory, this is kind of how it looks. For the ones that have the SEL or the limited, that's the same look if you don't have the GPS. That's what we're trying to change. Three buttons I'm really interested in keeping on my climate control down here, and my info and all those other stuff up here, because basically I can access whatever menu that pulls up on the dash or on the tag. Okay, so when you open the center console, you will have to take this trim piece out and this trim piece out. All you're gonna need is your prying tool and your screw set. So I just poke it on the inside part and I pry it upward. See how it's poking out like that. Come back up here, do the same. Okay, now as you get closer to this side, this piece is gonna have to come out, which is pretty much the temp sensor. There's a temp sensor that's connected there, so we'll have to take that piece off in order to be able to take the button out, like we did when we're working on the headlight. On this side, it's the same thing. Poke out. Gotta be very gentle, guys. Pull out. So there you have it. We can go ahead and disconnect that. But pretty much, you should be able to find all the screws that will let you get a hold of this bad boy right here. So for the vent, it's a prying process because you have a module back there. You pry it closer to that edge, and you come and you pry this side too. There you go. That's out. That's your module right there. With two screws here. You can see I took them out already. They're going right there, kind of like that. But on this side, you got that. On this side here, if you have a telescopic steering wheel, you're great. The button should be up here. If not, and you have the manual, you just drop it. Drop your steering wheel. I pull it all the way back out, and I lock it up. As you can see, I just locked it back up after pulling it out. So it's kind of layered, right? If you look right here, you can see that this piece sits behind this one. So gotta take this out. Gotta take this one out too. And then we should be able to pull that out. Okay guys, don't worry about the dirt and all that. The car is being worked on. As you can see, it's, in and out. But you have your OBD2 port right there. But this is the first part you want to take out. Okay, you can use your prying tool or whatever works for you. I poke that corner and I just make my way to the center part. Okay, as you can hear, you see I pop right there. I go back and I make some more room and I pop it out again. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're gonna do on both sides. I'm going to use the hook side. There you go. So that's how you take that bottom piece out. It goes on that side. All right, so you got that 7mm nut out bolt. So 7mm comes off, and you pretty much pry it out. You can do it manually. You can disconnect it if you want. If you're trying to change that light switch, illumination or illuminator switch, you can do that. On this side, you just have to keep on pulling the trim out. and that's gonna come out. When that's out, this piece, which is a sensor, just have to be pulled back out as well. And as you can see, there are little clamps here, which you pinch. If you pinch them, it's gonna come out. Okay, right there. So that being pinched out, I'm gonna put this piece out, and we should be able to get that one out. Okay, so with that piece out, all you just gotta do, because there's one other screw here for the dash, for the cover, the dash cover to come out. So it's another 7mm as well. You take that out. I just hold it in the center and I try to like tilt it like this while pulling it out. That's how I'm able to get it off. So, but remember, the steering has to be lowered. So with that being done, just wiggle it out. One side is out, tilt it some more, other side comes out. There goes your cover, and you should have two other 7mm screws right here. When you take those two 7mm out, you should be able to get the vent off. So another piece is the cover for the speaker up here. I just use this side and I just hook it on there, and I wiggled it backward, and that's kind of how I got it out. You can use a flat side as well, but pretty much you want to be careful not to break it, okay? Because if you break it, that's another headache to replace. So there are the other two bolts that are holding that piece up. Just go ahead and grab your drill, all 7. Another thing to make it easier was I had to start the car and put it in gear, the last gear, so I can move the box. And eventually I can even put it in gear, leave it there, just make sure you have your handbrake on. And see, it tells you to shift park, but that's how you're gonna move that, and that's gonna allow you to remove this, and then you can now walk your way to get to your trim. You have 2 screws up here, which bring the total to 20 screws, and you have 2 other screws down here. So you have 22 screws. There's that screw right there. I don't know if you can see. Sorry, the camera is bad. The sun is not helping. And then there's another one in there. When you get those 2 out, you should be able to just pull it from up top, and it should be able to come out. Now I'll start attacking it from the top so I can disconnect those buttons on there. Pretty much it's a pinch and pull type of connector, kind of like the one that was down here on the cigarette lighter. It's a pinch and pull. So same kind of tactic. Just remember to disconnect. We've never done this before on this specific vehicle, but the piece is out, okay? But guess what Ford did again? You know, you have those 2 connectors up there, and you have a single connector here. These geniuses, they made all those as one piece, meaning oh my goodness, the goal was to try to customize this trim, because we didn't want to lose the trim, to try to customize this trim by removing pretty much everything above the climate control up. You know, try to remove all of that and then trim it properly to where we can place our radio and have the openings. But guess what, guys? You can't do it, okay? Because this is a single piece. As retarded as it sounds, in my opinion, that's a single piece, and it cannot be done. So we only have room to work up here, okay? Those buttons are down there, so we have pretty much, this is pretty much what we have. So we're gonna go a different route. We'll go with a short back. I just took this out of the Expedition, and I'm gonna put the one that was supposed to come here in the Expedition. So we're not gonna waste anything. I'm gonna find a way to make it fit there and be flush and cool and everything. But I think the short back is gonna help. It's still gonna poke out a little bit like it did on the Expedition, but it's not gonna be as bad. So I think we got room there to play with. But my lord, I'm telling you, I have never seen, I mean, I have worked, good grief, this all those control in a single piece in a single unit, I'm sorry, you can definitely be a little bit brighter than that. That's all I'll say, but that's dumb. And that's being nice. So, you got 4 more, you got them here, and you got 4 more. So 2 more pieces of the spotlight. So, I'll go ahead and I'll roll this out and introduce this. So, I know you voices. All right, so there, man. Get them there. So that's another squeeze and pull connector right there. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. The tab is up top. Squeeze it and you pull it out. Okay. So we decided to make this work. Now we took out the piece, this piece right here, that used to poke out like this, but from the inside. As you can see, the tabs back there, it's all like plastic weld or whatnot, which we don't care about. No comment about my dry hands. But pretty much what I did was, this is what saved me. I basically poked it like that again, and I poked it out. I went like that on the inside, sorry, and I pried it out like that on every single one of the tabs. Same thing on the corner, okay? And when I did that, I turned it around, because we're all about doing the impossible here, and I pried it inward like this, pop the corner, pop the lower side, and I took the trim out. All right, so those are the brackets for the radio. As you can see, I started trimming this piece, but what I'm going to show you is when you test it on the radio, pretty much you have one screw that goes on there and the other screw goes right here. So that's the gap that you pretty much want. So you didn't have to necessarily trim the top part, which I still did, because I wanted to sit a little bit higher and be flush. But I'm definitely gonna cut like right here. And I'm gonna use my grinder with a cutting blade on there, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it, and I'll show you guys how the test fit goes. There you can see what I've cut off, but I'm gonna adjust it a little bit more, and I'll show you guys exactly how we're trying to get it to fit. So with all those pieces being cut, that's how our brackets are gonna look. Okay, we double checked, and those are the tabs that will be holding the radio. These two up here and these two on down here on the other side, and we'll have the bracket sitting down like this, and we will screw it on the sidewalls. All right, so with everything out, trying to make sure I don't drop this here. So we will have this bracket on this side, somewhere around there. I might trim that piece a little bit more, depending on how tilted I would like the radio to be, if I need it to. But I'll put it like that, and the screw is going to go on the side of the trim to secure it, and the radio is going to go on the outside. It's pretty much the same thing that will happen here with this other one as well. So I might trim the top a little bit more if I want it deeper, but the goal is definitely to have it like that, and do your test fit and make sure it does come out without any additional issues. All right, so after adjusting everything, it's pretty level now. I don't know if you can see or not, but it's pretty level, and it's not, it's not all over the dash. I really enjoyed the look. When it's all put back together, I think everybody's going to enjoy it. All right, so that's the finished product of the brackets. I had to end up flattening them down to make them fit better. As you can see, I cut them, and I kind of held the edge a little bit to get that curve, since it's going to be touching on the trim here, so it doesn't scratch it or cut through. But that was pretty much the same thing on this side. I just marked them down, measured them in, and I tapped them there, and I just adjusted them with the trim on there to find a sweet spot that would allow me to unscrew the radio from the side before putting it on there. So the only thing we got left, because all those buttons are gonna go back on there when we put our trim, which is perfectly fine. So this is the module that you need. It works on the Taurus, it works on the Expedition. I believe pretty much the same year, it's about the same. It's for Lincoln Mercury vehicles. Canvas radio installer, SSFD11, Singer Select. You can get an AutoZone for about, I don't know, I think it's between 30 and 50 bucks depending on the make and model, but it pretty much solves your problem. As far as the speaker and all that stuff, I've already pre-wired all of those, so everything is already on there and it's done right. You have one connector that goes to the car, the big one, and the smaller one that goes there as well for the auxiliaries, and the last one that goes there for the amp, I believe. So you should be all set. Alright guys, so super cold, my voice is going away, but like I said earlier, mine is poking out, my brackets are poking out because I'm still kind of trying to, you know, get the right setup. And a lot of times you don't want to tighten the top screw too much, or the bottom screw, because that allows you to tilt the radio to have it flatter or to have it sitting up a little bit more. But in this case, mine is like that because I'm going to loosen up the top a little bit and I'm going to press the radio in. Pretty much the radio is going to slide on that bracket so it can be as flush as possible. It's the same thing that applies on the other side, but it allows you to have kind of a full motion as far as sliding the radio back out and tilting it to be up, or pushing it in and tilting it to be down. When that's done, you can now tighten it up, or you can just let the radio sit there. But that's pretty much how I got it up on there. I'm going to show you guys the top. It's not outrageous yet. As you can see, mine is still poking out. So when I'm done with that, you're not going to be able to see a lot of wires, but again, it looks really, really good from the inside and from the outside. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up here. Sound is really good. I was able to connect it on the Wi-Fi because this one comes with a built-in Wi-Fi. I made some updates when I had to download Waze and any other app that I might need. But the sound is really good. That's the audience radio. As you can see, it's super low, but it sounds so loud. And I still have all my features working as far as my heated seat and all the climate controls. All of this is useless, but again, you know, is it worth a new kit, or just have it on there? It fills the dash, kind of gives it that older look, but at the same time, in my opinion, it makes the car stand out. The radio doesn't cover the vent. It doesn't even cover 10% of the vent, as you can see, but you can definitely always angle them out when you have it on there. But it definitely looks good, and it fits really good in between the little dash deal here. So be on the lookout for the radio review for the show. There's a couple of things that you can still do with it that I will definitely recommend, but that was the installation pretty much. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate the thumbs up and the subscription, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you again.